Welcome back, everybody, to Ship-Faced. I have in store for you something special this week. It was always the plan to include this ship, but upon fan request, I've decided to do it a little earlier than originally intended. Instead of the Atlantic Ocean, we head to the Great Lakes, Lake Superior to be specific. And without further ado, the Edmund Fitzgerald will be Season 3. One of the most famous ships to sail the Great Lakes, the SS Edmund Fitzgerald was built in 1957 in Ecorse, Michigan. At 729 feet long and 13,623 gross tons unloaded, she was the largest vessel sailing the Great Lakes until 1971. She was named after the president and chairman of the Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company and subsequently chartered permanently to Ogilvy Norton Company, homeported in Cleveland, Ohio. From the time of her christening in 1958 until 1969, she sailed without incident. That is, until she ran aground near the Sioux Locks in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. In the 5 or so years following, she had very minor incidents, colliding ever so slightly with neighboring vessels in the harbor, colliding with the lock walls, transiting the Great Lakes, and one time she also lost her bow anchor, which is actually now in a museum. Being a Great Lakes carrier, she had a small crew of 29 and never had passengers, only cargo. Edmund Fitzgerald, however, was not lacking any fans. Between spectators who gathered to watch as she came or left harbor, and including her family and friends of the crew, Edmund Fitzgerald was always with an audience, who came to love her as much as they loved the crew. The crew of the Edmund Fitzgerald were as vibrant as they were skillful. Between the captain's 40 years of experience personally with the sea and his former 9 commands of different vessels, there was no shortage of expertise in the field. Even though Edmund Fitzgerald never went in deep ocean, it's important to note that the size of the Great Lakes is so expansive that weather affects it every bit as much as it affects the ocean in terms of waves and storms, what have you. This, combined with the Edmund Fitzgerald's growing popularity and success, contributed to her nickname, the Pride of the American Side. And that's a wrap, everybody, for the first episode of Season 3. I hope you love the Edmund Fitzgerald and the material we're covering. Stay tuned for next week as we continue the story, and like and subscribe to Ship-Faced. See you next week.